What's up, you guys? It's Agile here, back in Enshrouded, and today we are here for our part 2 of our gate slash guardhouse here. And yes, that is right, we are doing the interior today. So, if you're watching this back to back with part 1 here, congratulations, you made it through the roofing tutorial. If you're not, go ahead and check out part 1 there. I will leave it in the description down below there for you. That way you guys can actually see it and build what we have built here for you guys. And of course, you're always allowed to make modifications in your own world, especially if you're not in the same location as me. You may have to change up some things, but I do have quite a few things picked out here. We do have a lot of guard armor, books, and rugs in this one here. And then, of course, weapons too that I want to place into our guardhouse here. It is a guardhouse after all. Do not feel like you need all of these items here. These are just various items that we may be using throughout the build here. If you want to get all this stuff together, it's definitely a big collection of items here. But yeah, if you feel like pausing the video right here to see what I got, go ahead and do that too. And then of course I do have some stuff in here. You can ignore most of the stuff down here, these blocks here. It's just what we use to build that over there. And then some flow over stuff here. But first things first here, we're probably going to start with the outside here just real quick. So we're just going to go ahead and kick it off here right away. That being said, if you do like this, do leave me a like and subscribe to the channel there. It does help me out a ton, but that's the only thing I'm going to say about that there. So let's get going here. So on the outside here, I'm just going to go ahead and place down some torches here just to give us some light at nighttime here. Just try to eyeball it and get it close here. Going to be using the bronze wall torch there because this is no peasant's house. We at least can use bronze here instead of the scrap. I do have some other plans for the outside here as well. I would like to make a little training courtyard out here for our guards eventually too, but that will be a separate video more than likely. We're not going to be doing that today here as I tend to run a little too long here. So, showing you guys the inside here in case you have all forgotten. I did place down this crafting table here. I do think that I'm going to pick that back up though. I did this quick the other day. I think we're just going to go ahead and plant this. Actually, let's go in this corner right over here. Just so that you can quickly run in here, hit craft and repair all your items there. And then that is there as well. But apart from that, we haven't placed anything else in here. So we're going to need lights. We're going to need tables. We're going to have to make this look lived in here because right now it's looking pretty shabby. So over here, you can clearly run through here. You can see down to there where the main gate is. And then we can come over here to our actual little area here where our men will be hanging out. So if you want to put a door over there too, go ahead and feel free to do that. I'm going to run back down here and grab some items here. I think we're going to go ahead and start with, let's see here. I'm not sure which one they're actually in here. Let's go ahead and start with our actual beds on the other side over there. So I do have some benches here, and I'm going to be using mostly stone furniture in this place here. It's for our guards. They need something rugged, robust that can handle the wear and tear of gear sitting on it and whatnot. I do have some fireplaces here as well. We'll see which one works the best in there. I'm just going to place those up here for now. And I did grab stuff for a bathroom too, but I'm not sure if we're going to give them a bathroom or not. But anyways, let's see here. And then I do want the rest of the stone stuff here, so... yes, that should be good there. And then we will come back and grab some other stuff there as well. And I think we might actually use the small steel braziers there to actually decorate up the living quarters there. So let's go ahead and run over here. And so this is not a huge area here, but we do want to put a few beds in here just so that our men can actually, you know, sleep if they want to sleep in here. Maybe they've got some different shifts if they want to sleep. Let's see here. We do have a little table here that we can put out here so that our men can play some cards. How big are our chairs here? Pretty small. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is R to rotate here. Hold on R, and we'll rotate this around here. Place a chair right there so we know how far away to put our table, and rotate it like this. And again, with a lot of my builds here, I don't like to put stuff symmetrical because it doesn't look like it's lived in then, in my opinion. We'll go ahead and place some chairs around here. And there we are. And then we're going to go ahead and place down a little bedside table here. Actually, this is a guardhouse, so they don't really need it per se. Now we're just gonna put another bed in here if I can get this to go where I want it to go here. Can we still walk in between there? Yeah, good enough. And then we can have a little bench in here too. The other side look like pretty much the same. So our men can actually sit, like our guards can actually sit down here and actually have a nice little area to hang out. Of course, then we do need some lights as well here. So I did want to look at the fireplaces here and see how tall they actually are. This one is quite large. They're all quite large. Okay, we could put one on the outside wall here. You know what? I'm actually going to move this bench here. And we're just going to put this little stone fireplace in right here. Or metal fireplace, I guess. Is that going to poke through too much on the ceiling? No, it does not. It does make some little wisps up here, though. Which is kind of interesting. We'll see if we leave that there or not. But yes, we will put that there for light. And then, of course, we do want some extra light. Probably right here. And nah. Where do we want to put this light to? No, we might actually look at some other lighting options there too. When we run back over there. But this gives off quite a bit of light here anyways. You don't want it super bright in here. This is kind of just a little area for them to hang out in. And I'm going to go ahead and run over now and actually grab a few more decorations here. So what do I want here? Probably we're going to want our food items here. And I just grabbed some random food items here quick. And then we'll just grab some plates for those as well there. We'll have more than enough there. And then we will be decorating it quite nicely here, hopefully today. But round food plate. We have coasters for cups there, which I'm not sure if all of our cups work on that or not. So we'll give that a shot. And then I did want my rugs. Yes, I did want rugs over here as well, because we do like to use rugs quite a bit. I think I have my nice round ones over here. Perfect. All right, and of course we are going to put some weapons and armor in there and whatnot as well. Oop. All right, so now I'll switch here, get rid of some of this stuff up here again. Keep that one in, keep that one in. This, and then let's see, can I place a round rug now that I already have that table down? I may have to, let's actually pick this table up here. And I should be able to bring this rug up, something like that. And I just move the tables up here. We'll grab that back out. And I want to spin that just a little bit so it's a little off kilter again there. Now they got some nice rug underneath there for their feet, so their feet don't have to be on the cold stone floor. All right, let's move that back up there. We'll grab out our other rugs here. And we'll see here. It'd be kind of nice if we could squeeze this thing in right here. Something like that. It'd be really nice just for their feet there. So they don't have to stand, you know, on the cold floor again there with their bare feet until they get their gear on. In fact, this whole area down here could have some real nice rugs to it. And again, we're just looking to try to make this feel a little more lived in here. So we're just placing down some bear rugs now. Just making that feel a little bit better, a little more cozy down here so it's not so cold feeling, you know? Then, of course, we do want to also put our food down here. So let me move some of this stuff up out of the way here. I do want to see if we can get that in there, that in there, and then we'll probably do some beef stew. Maybe some grilled fish would look nice in here. This is a large plate here. Wow. And place that down, and then we'll do a coaster here as well. And basically you can just walk up to these food plates like this, and then you can pick which one you want to put in there. So let's go ahead and try that. Yeah, the grilled fish with coconut rice. That'll be good right there. And then we can inspect this. And oh, this is for potions. Okay, I thought that would hold my cups, but it does not. But we could go ahead and put down like a... Okay, that is interesting though too. I didn't actually know that you could place potions down like that. See, you learn something new all the time. Let's put down just like a, I don't know, basic mana potion here. Oop, that's backed out too far. That could be his nice flask, his drink there. And then on this side over here, we'll probably put another plate down. My guy bounces furiously there. And then we're just gonna add in some beef stew here to that one. So that they have some food. I keep hitting escape for some reason. Right, you wouldn't need that for, you wouldn't need the coaster for that because you can place those down anyways. So I don't know what I was thinking of there for the cups. So we'll actually put down a clay cup over here for this guy. Just like that. Perfect. Then we're gonna decorate that up some as well there, but okay, awesome. We're making some good headway here already. So we should pretty much be done with a lot of the stuff in here. So let's go ahead and make some room in our inventory again here. Actually, I think I have more room in this one here. I'm gonna go ahead and organize that again. We should be done with most of this stuff here. The carpet we can leave in for now. Stone chairs, maybe. We shouldn't need... okay. We'll take out the beds. And... actually, I might use a lot of this stuff yet. We'll just have to see here. That I want to leave in, too. Okay. And then, basically, what I want to grab here, then, too, is just some mannequins. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab our armor, which I believe is in this one here. So we'll grab out some sets of armor here. And we have dyed this armor as well here, so I'll just probably move this over faster here for you guys. And then we'll come back and grab some of the other stuff here too. I don't want to get too much in my inventory right now, but I do want to... We're gonna go ahead and remove this rock here. We'll switch to our build hammer here, and I'm just gonna go back to our original regular stone block here that we were using. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the 2 meter here and extend this out. Ooh, not snapping. There we go. Because then I can come in here with our stone bench. Make that fit correctly. We're just gonna go ahead and place down a stone bench right here. Like that. So now you can come here, you can sit down, and you can actually just enjoy yourself here. It's got a nice little overhang for our roof there, so the rain doesn't actually hit us. It's actually a good example here. The rain's not on us here, which is nice, so you won't get all wet. Alright, I can move that back up here. Alright, so now what I want to actually do is come back down over here, and I'll grab a mannequin or two here. Probably one mannequin right there. And we'll go ahead and inspect that, and I'm just going to go ahead and place on some of the armor here. Again, I did color this stuff here in the Thieves Guild color. Oop, Thieves Guild color there. So now we have some nice armor here for one of the soldiers to wear. Of course, we'll come back and do some more with the actual weapons later as well here. And I do want to grab a small steel brazier here and hang it up a little higher here. Right there is fine, just so you got a little light when you come down here and the steps. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is decorate this area up here with a lot of our armor. So I think what I actually want to do I'd like it to be not on the ground directly here. So let's see how some of this stuff looks. If I do a large mat, bring it up a little bit so I can see it. If I place 2 of them in there, I might just have to go with singles. So I'm going to place one right here. One right here. Just kind of line it up as best you can there. And I'll probably place one right there and see. Okay. And again, I don't want it to be symmetrical 100% because, I mean, stuff in real life isn't always symmetrical, so we're just going to go ahead and do armor stand, and armor stand. If you like the symmetrical look, go ahead and do that, but everybody builds a little different, I guess, so up to you on that. Place our armor on there. All right, there's our armor for our actual mannequins there. So we've got some nice armor placed there, and we do need some more light in here as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and sink that the wall just a touch there, bring it out just a hair, something like that, and then the same thing with this one over here. That's not even enough. Some things do bother me, like when height differences and whatnot. That stuff does bother me, but it's gonna be awfully hard to get it to match exactly either. That's pretty close though. Alright, so now we've got our armor down in here, so we don't really need our mannequins anymore. Here. I'll keep our rugs out. I'm gonna run back down here. And I will actually grab some of our other stuff here. So let's move that back over. We don't need our food items anymore here. Our rugs can go back up here for now. I don't need the stone. Oh yeah, I got that stone. I was like, where did I even get that from? But and then I did want to switch it up to. Let's go ahead and grab some shield wall mounts. Be good. Sorry for the rain noise there. One-handed is good. We don't have any staffs. Where's our? There's a sword and shield rack. That could be fun. We'll just see what. So these are both one-handed here, and I thought that I had. We have a bow and arrow mount here. Thought that I had a. There it is, two-handed melee weapon. Okay, I was gonna say like what? Okay, I think we've got got that stuff, and then I do want to just move over. I just got some various weapons here that I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in there if we feel like it. New item acquired, special item acquired. Alright, sorry about all those spams there, but alright, let's go ahead and go down here. And then I think maybe hanging up here we'll hang like a bow or something like that. Alright, that's just gonna spam me there, which is unfortunate, but okay, let's grab a bow here, which I think we'll just probably hang. Let's hang oops, my word, what in the world just happened there? The dragon's wing bow up there. So we've got a bow there, and we could put arrows on there too, but I did not grab any arrows, so I'm going to put probably a one-handed weapon here on this rack, if there's enough room for it, that is. Just put. Okay, not enough room going that way for that. Grab that back here. Something shorter might fit up there though. If we move it over a little bit. Okay. And yeah, that could look okay right there. Just something for them to grab. And then I kind of want to put the little armory section up here some more too. So we'll do a two-handed weapon here. See if it fits in this corner or not. There we go. That looks very good right there. And then we did have some sword and shield racks here. I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna look quite yet, but we will see here. Let's go ahead and inspect that. We should be able to do a one-handed weapon here. Back. We could actually cross that over here. A large shield there for sure. And then what does it look like without the shield there is my question. Kind of okay. These might not be the right swords for that. Maybe we'll do like a Rune Master sword and yeah, oh, my bad. We can do the Rune Master sword and then the actual sunbeam there. Then we can go ahead and put the shield there in front of it. And yeah, I think that looks a little better there. It's a little odd. Actually, if you could kind of hang it upside down, that would maybe look okay-ish. It'd be interesting if you had like a beam running across here that you could hang it upside down. But anyways, okay. Let's go ahead and hang some bow and arrows up here. And we'll probably just hang the Forsaken bow, yeah, up there. Another bow right here. Roughly eyeballing it. Right, and then we'll probably hang... You don't have to do all these weapons either. Feel free to do however many you want, you know. Hang one right there. And let's do some... what else do I want to hang up here? Right here we can probably hang another shield if I can get up there. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on this side. Alright, and that's off and irritating me. This one I think should be a little higher here. Actually, okay, hold on. There we go. And that one is, I think, somewhere like right in here. Might be exactly where I just took it down from. We'll see. They're a little off yet, but not terrible. So we may fix that. But for right now, we'll keep moving. All right, what do we have left for weapons here? We've got two-hander, 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 one-handed axe, one-handed, 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 and two-handed. And then a lot of one-handers down here. So we got a lot of one-handers and a couple two-handers yet. So we'll go ahead and I think we'll go ahead and place in, what do I have here? Two-handed. So we'll go two-hander. And I'll put one in there. Let's just go ahead and put in our actual gold lace greatsword here. And we'll hang one over here too. Yeah, I just want to inspect it. And then probably we could do, yeah, just the champion's great axe over there. And then up top here, I just want to do one-handers. Yes, you have to be tall to grab that, but in a pinch, you know, in a pinch you could definitely grab it. You know, we could actually probably put another two-hander down here too. Something like that. There we go. That looks quite alright. And then I'm just gonna go back to the one-handed here and probably hang one in the middle-ish here. First person is F on the keyboard, by the way, when you have an item out. Alright, and then let's put in the old Apex machete there. That could be fun. And then what do we have? We want the one-hander again. Just like that. Back over here. Okay, and then I'll put in the Celestial Axe there. Just a nice little armory area there. Where people can pick stuff up, you know, in times of battle quickly. I should say they can pick stuff up quickly. Now that it's actually dark out too, oh yeah, we definitely have plenty of light coming off of this stuff here. And then I do want to look at what we have left here. We do have a number of items left here, but you don't want to overcrowd things either. So we might hold off. We have one bow down here though. We should probably do a one-handed wall mount right here. And then that way, if there's a guy sleeping here, he can grab his Eclipse Blade and go up and defend the fort if he's waking up from sleeping there, from napping. And I am going to go ahead and put something right here as well. Be another one-hander here. Probably a inflamed sword. Look cool there. Yeah. Kind of wasted space in that corner back there. Almost wondering if we can't pick this back up here, and then almost wondering if I can't get it to fit back in this corner here. Why don't you want to fit in there? Okay, there we go. Turn on the fine-tune rotation. Go back into first person here. It is being quite finicky in this corner. Wow, that is odd. Ah, there was a plant underneath there that was preventing that. Ah, interesting. Something like that. There we go. And now we can go ahead and grab this and spin her around to be just like this. And we can go ahead and put in another one-hander here. There we are. Magnifico. Alright, moving back up here. We should have probably grabbed some various chests to put in items as well here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. Clear up some of my inventory a little bit here. Alright. So now we've got a nice little armory here, and I would like to put some chests in here as well. I do have some chests up in my actual house to be up there, so let's go ahead and sleep here quick. So we get the daytime hours, just like that. And hold on, give me 2 seconds here. I'm gonna run up and actually grab out my some chests here. Place in there just for aesthetic, really. I mean, eventually we could fill them with arrows or something. I don't know. But going to the chest here. I don't know, let's grab 4 out just in case. That's our little castle that we're working on there on the streams. Speaking of which, I'm recording this on a Monday, so tonight would be a stream night here. Alright, let's head back up in here. And now we can go ahead and place down some chests here. It's gonna be quite large. What if I sink that thing in there? Yeah, it could work. I don't know if I needed 4, but... some nice big chests there. Alright. And let's see here. What do we have left for weapons? We have one-handed, bow, one-handed, two-handed, one-handed. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab another two-hander right here. Nah. Can a two-hander fit right here? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it does fit there. In fact, got a nice weapon rack there on the wall right there. And we do have one bow left, I know that. So we'll see where we want to put that one exactly yet. And I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff up here. Get it out of my way for now. I kind of had a little bit more hope for the sword and shield rack, but that's alright. Move up our chests as well here. Alright. We shouldn't need this right now either. Okay, now let's start grabbing some other decorations here. So for now we'll move our lights up too. We can always grab those in a little bit here. We shouldn't need I think we just got one-handers left. Yep, one-handers and a bow, so like that. And then we can go ahead and actually grab out our random stuff now. So grab out things like, you know, I don't know, like steel bucket, supply sacks, maybe a medium flask. Our tapestries are all going to be pretty big, so I'll grab out a couple pictures here. Let's see how big those tapestries are, if we can fit those in anywhere or not. This one here is pretty cool too. I do like that one. Okay, we'll see here. We have some baskets and flags, barrels here, big clay pots. Basically just all the filler items here. Well, I do have chandeliers. I did want to look at the chandeliers, see if I could hang some of those. All right, and then we are going to need our bedside tables here, and probably regular tables too. Basically all this stuff is here is just going to be items that we can decorate with a little better here. Iron bucket might not be bad. Like the various baskets and whatnot, that's all just going to be for decorations here. Basket number 3s. Just basically looking to actually break up some of the monotony that's going to be in there, you know, like the little stone walls that are pretty basic right now. We do have a lot of books too. Oh yeah, there's the color as well there, Thieves Guild. That's what I used to dye the actual armor. I may come back for some of that there. I do want to also see what this looks like. Oh, this is large. Oh, that's big. But I will probably end up hanging this on this side over here. Okay, I fell in the water. Ignore that part. How far out does that actually... I don't want it to stick to the wall at all. We'll have to look at that on the inside there, but I'll hang that there for right now. And we can come back and look at it here in a little bit. But, where am I going here? Go ahead and move that up out of my way here. Alright, so let's start with the actual entrance here again. This is pretty large here for... I think we're hanging a light right there. Actually, it's not terrible. I actually don't mind that too much. A little low hanging, but not terrible. Alright, so now we got various items here that we can go around and place in here. So we'll grab out our sacks, grab out our baskets here. Maybe our bucket as well here. And then probably a rug. Would be nice. Chandelier, I'm gonna move back up here though. It's a quite large rug. This is the smallest rug that they have though. Place this underneath here. Like that. Gives some weird textures though, doesn't it? Not really sure why either. Picking it up might be impossible, so be warned. Alright, let's put a little table over here. Into free mode here so I can actually see what I'm doing. That plant's gonna have to be harvested because it's gonna bother me. And I'm just gonna combine these two right here to make a singular table. Like that. And then we can actually come in and set some stuff on that table. That's large. Underneath the table here, we could maybe put in a bucket. Can I put in a bucket? Maybe not. It'd be super finicky, so. Place a bucket right there. Those are big. Whoa, those are big. Alright, let's go with the medium flasks here. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is rotate these so they look a little more normal. We're going to go ahead and group them together like that. Yep, that looks fine like that. And then I did actually want to look and see here. I got a couple other little decorative pieces here. I've got an urn here, which I might be thinking an urn, but you know, yeah, you know, you could keep money or something in there. I don't know. We might just leave that open for now, and then under here we're just gonna put some big old supply sacks, I think. Sink them in a little bit there, twist them so they look like someone just threw them off their shoulder right there. And probably a nice big clay pot back here. A couple of them bad boys sitting back here. Look at what that looks like there. Kind of hard to see, but nice and decorated up a little bit there. Some candles would have been nice as well there. I probably should have grabbed some candles, huh? Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and grab some candles here, so. Like I said, I usually don't cut these parts out like this here. I don't like to cut a lot of stuff out so you guys can actually see my process here and where I'm thinking, but sometimes I will, like some roofing projects. Ugh. Sometimes I'm working on a roof for a long, long time. All right, let's see here. Candles, candles, candles. Okay, here we go. So I'll grab out some various candle types here. Candles are always great for lighting up areas. They just really feed into that medieval aesthetic, in my opinion. Maybe I'll take some floor chandeliers too here. All right, so now we want some of our candles here. I think we're actually gonna go silver on this one. And I'll just go ahead and place a nice candle right here in the middle. And I shouldn't need my build hammer out anymore, so I'm just gonna move that up here too, because I need an open spot to see stuff. You know how I am. Nice little candle right there. And then when you're working on stuff, you also want some nice candles. You know, when you're working on various arts and crafts. And we're just gonna go ahead and fill this up here. In fact, I don't think I have that on me anymore. I do not. Where did I put that? I'm looking for the coasters here. In fact, we're just gonna go ahead and make this look like it's used quite a bit here. Okay. And we're going to move that up there then, so I have a free space so I don't go insane. All right, and then it's just basically pulling from my magic chest here, but we're gonna put in some various potions here. Just really make it. Come on. There we go. Make it look like, you know, it's an actual little workbench here instead of just being this bland blah. Let's see here. Let's just go with the regular old health potion here. This bland blah little workbench here. Now it actually has a little bit of life coming into it here. And then in the corner over here, I think what I want to do is just let's see here. I'd eventually like to get some tapestries in here too, but how big is our actual? Yeah, we could go ahead and place a little table in. Do I want to do that right here? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I think this round one actually wouldn't be too bad right there. Something like that, and then we can go ahead and put a little fire bowl right here. I don't mind that sunk in like that right there. Perfect. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put some medium flasks back here in this corner. And then where's my, I'm gonna grab some clay cups here, and all I'm gonna do is just put a couple clay cups sitting back here so that basically it just looks like, you know, I don't know, maybe there's some guys that are out here sitting in garden or on break or something, and that's their little break coffee cups or something, you know? Perfect. All right. Then I do want to look at my rug options here as well. It's gonna be really, really finicky here. Okay, that looks fine just like that. I'd like to have gotten one back in there further too, but and voila. Now we have some nice rugs back there as well. Yeah, they're a little bit finicky with the tables there, but that's all right. I don't need another bucket for now. I did want to, of course, come in here and look at some actual pictures and tapestries. I know the tapestries are quite large there. So we'll grab some regular old pictures here for now. Is this the right way? Yeah, it should be. There you go, some various little pictures there. Kind of hung about. We can even put a little candle right here. Just to give a little more light as you come in, you know, maybe you want a little candle there. You haven't quite got everything lit up, or it was from the night before and everything was dark. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Let's see how big our actual tapestries are here, shall we? Let's go like this and like this. And we're just going to move these down here. I want to see just how big they are. They're quite large. One might fit very nicely into this corner right here. Okay, now let me... Okay. Too much stuff in here. I want that in there. This up here. Just want to see without anything in my way. Yeah, I think that looks all right there. Perfect. All right, I think that's gonna be our entrance for right now. Nice lit up in here. Got various storage options. And that's one reason why I like to do this little kind of half sealed up stairways underneath. All right, we've got this room here now. Yeah, I think I want to actually go down here quick. And we'll just go ahead and look at our other tapestries here. I just want to see how big this one is. That's quite large. Alright, so we will go with this one down here. Gonna move that up a little bit. Should be hanging right there in the middle. Now they've got something to look at. Perfect. All right, let's decorate the rest of this room as well here. Okay. So we do want our little tables are good, and then I do want candles. We shouldn't need our tapestries for right now. Okay. And in the center of this table here, I'm just gonna go ahead and place a candle down so they have light there to eat. And then, of course, put a little candle right here so they can blow it out when they're laying down. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm just going to move this in here. Like that. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to get a candle on there necessarily, but I'll try. Ah, too much stuff in here. Maybe, but it might start the wood on fire. But we do have quite a bit of light in here anyways, so that's not bad. All right, let's give them some more give them some more pictures in here. Just like that. Some nice little pictures. That wall's probably going to be too big for that. In fact, we may even be able to... yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to hang another weapon there or not. Because this tapestry is going to be too large, I think, to hang. Oh yeah, oh my word, look how big that is. Okay, this one's pretty much not usable in here. Let's move that up there. I'll grab a steel bucket here, and I'm just gonna, and basically I'm just adding clutter at this point. I mean, that's what I'm essentially doing here. You'd want a bucket here for the ashes of your stove. And really, once you start getting going and decorating, you know, a big portion of making it feel like it's lived in is just what would you need in real life? I mean, like right here you have an iron stove, for instance. Well, what comes with burning wood? Well, ashes do. So of course you're gonna need a bucket to take the ashes out. I mean, it's just kind of coming up with stuff like that. All right, and then we have some bags here that I still wanna, because I mean, ultimately people do live here, so it's not like, or not really live, but they, you know, you can say like that's tucked underneath there. There we go, that filled up that nicely there. Basically, you're just trying to make it feel like, you know, it's not just an empty place here that no one is in, you know? Nice little basket there, and a lot of these open, weird, awkward places like that, you can fill up very nicely with just random, like, you know, whatever, random stuff. For instance, that'll block in a lot of those awkward little holes and whatnot. Another rug. Ooh, that's down on the floor a little bit. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick that back up or not. I may have to come back to that one. All right. And I think, oh, I hate not having an open space in my inventory to look around. Yeah, and you don't want to over clutter it either unless you're going for that look, but I think if we actually, yeah, a chandelier would probably be too much in here. But in here, on the other hand, nice tall ceiling. And actually probably get away with hanging. Actually hang a couple of them in here. I don't know if I like where this one is at here. There we are. Nice chandeliers up there. I don't know how you'd ever light those candles, but they're up there. Yeah, let's move the chandeliers back out here. All right, and then we have our armory here. I think I will actually put a little more light down in here with one of these nice, what are they called? The floor candle holders here, the bronze ones. I'm gonna spin it here so it's like that. There we are. All right, and then we can go ahead and, what do I want in here? Yeah, we could throw a couple of bags here against this chest. Gonna fine-tune the rotation a bit, fine-tune the rotation a little bit here, because basically I want this one to look as though it's just kind of laying up against that one, like so. And then for this here, I'm just gonna set a nice little, yeah, I'll just set a nice little pot right there. Who needs hand railings, right? Now we'll probably come back and add in some hand railings here in a second. All right, that's looking pretty nice here. Some more rugs would be kind of nice in here, but I should have put those down first. We could probably still get them to sink a little bit here. Okay, that's half in the floor, half not. So I want that one out of there, but I need to actually find where the access point is. I may have to pick this chest back up. Okay. Finicky sometimes. We may have to just, honestly, we may just have to put another one down and raise it up just a a touch. Yeah, so it looks a little better there. I actually don't mind just the one chest sitting there like that, so I might just leave that one chest there. I could go ahead and put it a couple little shelves here. So we'll go ahead and sink that down just a touch here. Basically what I want to do here, sink those down a little bit. And I want to just bring another one out here. Connect it up so it looks like it's just one table again. And I'm going to flip these all the way around here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and connect these here if I can. Something like that. And then there's a little gap in there, which is fine. We may actually just bring in a nice basket or something there to cover that up. But then basically what I'm gonna do is just gonna go ahead and grab out our coasters again here. I'm just gonna go ahead and place some more of these in there, or on there I should say. Kind of in various places here. I'll do 3 of them. And we'll just do an ultimate mana potion right there. We'll do superior health potion right there. And then we'll probably just do a ultimate health potion plus right there. Against the wall. Looks fine. Just adding clutter is all I'm really doing here. And if I have... there's some smaller baskets that I had here. I'll just probably place a... oh, let's put a candlestick over here. For some more light. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and probably... how big are these baskets? I think they're a little smaller, aren't they? Gonna go ahead and tuck this basket in here if I can. Fine-tune rotation so we can actually place that thing down. There we go. We have a basket underneath the floor there. Or underneath the table, I should say, not underneath the floor, but that looks fine just like that there. Then we could actually put... need a basket for in front of here as well. This one here would actually be quite nice right there because we can fine-tune it just a touch. Yeah, we got a little basket sitting right there too, just to block off that gap a little bit. Perfect. And then over here, we'll probably throw down a little basket here. Put a basket down right there. And then if I can, oh, that's a little big. We could actually sink that into the floor just a little bit there. Now it looks like that basket is actually holding that for the most part there. That's a little bit out of there. Let's see here. I just want it to be just like that. There we go. It's a little bit out, but it's pretty hard to see. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right. So now it looks good like that. All right. So we're getting closer here for sure. And this area here is mostly for fighting, so I'm not gonna decorate it up too much necessarily. I do want to probably may actually place in some of these small wall-mounted steel braziers here. Braziers, or however you pronounce it. I don't know. Just like that. So we got some light here. And then on this wall over here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and put a little candle right there just so you can kind of see Because basically what happens is if it is at night and you have too much light in a window, just look at different places when you're driving around at night. If there's light coming from inside of a house or a building or something like that, more than there is outside, you end up backlighting yourself, and you can see, like, they could see us a lot better than we could see them, and the shadows and whatnot. So yeah, but I don't know. I do hear that little patrol out there again. There's a patrol of bandits or whatever that spawn out there every night, which is kind of fun. But anyways, of course we do want to have some nice buckets in here as well, because, you know, if they would happen to get up here, maybe we want to throw some oil down on them, or maybe we want to try to put out a couple fires or something like that. We're just gonna go ahead and place in some buckets here, or barrels, whichever one you prefer, I guess. In fact, we may even just look how nice and light that is in here. Very homey feeling. We may even just come out here. Oh, there goes that patrol. Anyways, and we may just grab out some of our barrels here and fill up my inventory even more. There's really nothing I can even get rid of at this point. Gonna close that door on those terrible people out there. Alright, let's go ahead and move these back up. I'll grab our 2 barrel options out here. I know they're quite large, bigger than you'd think they'd be. We're gonna go ahead and go with, maybe we'll go with the big one here. Something like that. And then over here, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure we're not floating, but place down a couple other little barrels here. Various supplies and whatnot. Again, try not to make it symmetrical here. Just filling it up with various things here. And I don't think we need rugs in here because, you know, obviously it's meant for fighting. So we don't need that in there. And there's plenty of light in here, like I said. We could go ahead and probably hang a couple weapons up in here, maybe. Let's move this stuff out of the way here. Probably we do have one more bow left here, so we could go ahead and hang a bow right over here, right there, per se. And hang, oh, I have a lot of bows, actually. That's because I have some in my magic chest. That's where I was pulling a lot of these from, other than what was just on me, which makes sense because I probably could have just stored those in the magic chest and not had all this stuff on me, but easier to show you guys. So put a nice bow right there. And then I do have a couple more one-handed weapons here, so up there, grab our one-handed melee weapons down. Go ahead and inspect. And I'll probably put another flame sword in there because they look awesome. And then we're gonna probably put another one right above that there. Maybe over just a touch. I can put the club. I think that's a club, right? Counts as a club. I don't even know. Yeah, put some one-handed weapon up there. And yeah, that should be just fine like that. All right, so we've got that room done. So basically we've got the quarters done here, the crew quarters, or whatever you want to call it, the barracks room. We've got the armory done here, and then we've got, just looking to see if I wanted a table over there, but probably not. And then we've got the little defensive hallway here done, and then we have this room left, and we have this room left up here with our little balcony up here as well. So let's go ahead and start decorating this stuff up here as well. And this room here is not the biggest in the world, so I'm probably going to bring down a bench here. Go ahead and place in a bench right over here underneath this windowsill. That might prevent us from getting to that. We'll go with the bench right there, and maybe we'll make a double bench right here. And then what I think I'm gonna actually do then too, I always have ideas as I'm building too, so it's hard for me to contain some of my ideas, especially when I know I don't have the things built that I want to build. Let's go ahead and grab our tables down here again. Okay, got a little table right there. Actually, probably just double that up into a longer table here. Something like that. And then we can put a nice little candle right there. Light things up a little bit. All right. So then I'll move this up here, and then I want to grab probably this tapestry here, and I just want to see if I can fit this tapestry anywhere in here. We have quite a few windows in here, so it might actually fit quite nice right here. Yes, good. The tapestries add so much. I would love it if there was a little more options for tapestries and pictures and such, because they really do work quite nicely, but I'm gonna put a couple more little clay cups down right here. Just making it try to feel a little more lived in. I did it again. I always do that. I always want to put down rugs and stuff after I'm done putting the tables down, because then I think of it. Actually not far off from being able to place that. There we go. Is that gonna be floating? No, it actually just looks like a thick carpet, or thick mat there. Good. All right, perfect. And then, I think we'll actually grab a couple stone chairs here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a stone chair right here. A place for people to sit and, you know, I don't know, read or something like that. We might put some books there or something like that. I might actually just place a nice big. Yeah, I do have all my baskets on here. Really hard to see when they're actually in the ground and when they're not. I think right there is pretty good. Okay, and then let's see here. What else do I want to add in? It's just a little supply area again here underneath here. It's gonna let me. Like that. Let's go around and make sure they're not sticking out here. They are not, which is good. Got some sacks stacked up underneath there. Just like that. And then got our walls here. Our walls were quite plain yet. What we might actually do is just move this back up here. Move some of this stuff out here. It's getting on my nerves. We do have some bows left from my actual castle area up there that we could go ahead and hang up here, so. Something like that. Some nice bow and arrows there. Actually, we could probably hang another one right here in the middle yet. Yeah, get rid of that last bow out of my inventory. There we go. Nice bow selection there. Okay, now we do have some one-handers left as well here, but doesn't look too bad. I want these pictures here. I'm just gonna go ahead and hang one right there. And one right there. This is a little wide over here. Grab down my other picture here and hang that one. Boop, just like that. Looks good. And yeah, just a little bit more of a plain room here, but we're gonna add a little bit more to it yet. But in fact, let me go down and grab out some more stuff here. Nothing in there. It's not what I wanted. We'll get to the railings here in a minute. What I'm looking for is really just these books here. All right, let's move these chests out of here. I simply just have too much stuff going on in here. Some more things that I don't plan on using here too much anymore. And then this one here doesn't need to be in there. And I want to grab out just a couple different various book types here. Put this up here, that down there, and then this down here. That. Ugh. And then on this seat here, I just want to put down a book that looks like someone was actually reading it. Like so. Got a little candle light there. These are actually quite large books here. We could put another stack right here. I have to turn on fine-tune rotation here if they're going to be such a real pain. There we go. Nice little collection of books there. Fire's pretty close to them. Very scary, but you know what? It's not going to happen in the game. Not going to catch fire in the game, so. Alright, then up here, basically what I think what I actually want to do up here is, I think I do actually want to decorate this with some, maybe this will be like the storage area. I was thinking maybe like a library. You could do either or. Do like a little library up here or turn it into an actual storehouse here. So basically, first we should probably put some lights up here. How tall is our ceiling in here? Quite tall. So we could probably get away with a chandelier in here. That give us a little more light. And if I can, I'd like to put some more floor candle holders down if possible. Maybe something right here on the corner of the stairs, like that. And then maybe I'll put some in between here like this. Because then basically all I'm gonna do is just spin these around here like this. Oop, not like that. First person here. Place that there. Stack it up, stack it up. Bring that down a little bit so it looks like it's kind of sitting on top. I'll do the same thing here. I want it to be a little, yeah, that looks fine actually, like that. Again, we're just trying to pack in as much stuff as we possibly can there. I want to see if I can jump up in here and place down some sacks back in this area. We'll put a couple big pots back here too. I got a lot of pots left over, so. I'm basically just making a little storeroom up here so that, you know, that our guards actually have supplies here if they had to, you know, get into a prolonged engagement or something like that. Place these kind of crosswise in there, stack them up too. There we are. It's a nice little pile of bags back there. And then we do want our barrels down here. I'm actually just gonna move these rugs up out of here for now. Let's line this with some nice bronze barrels here. Who knows, maybe that's their mead. Yeah, I think that looks good right like that. And then I just grab, yeah, I did grab my other barrels out here. Making this corner over here. Oh, that's too big. I'm just gonna place in some more big barrels of something. We don't really know what's in these, but you can role play whatever you want. Oil, milk, alcohol, I don't know. There we go. Something like that. Break it up a little bit there. Put down some pots here, and I think all of our baskets are open top here, so it's going to be kind of hard to use those as storage. Yeah, I think those are all going to be pretty hard to use, but there's one item that I don't actually have with me here that I do want to show you guys. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I do believe that I have some up here, I'm hoping. Let me think where I would have put those. Possibly in here. Well, since we're up here, we might as well grab some other stuff too. Go ahead and grab that, and then yes, here these lying wood barrels. They're very big, so be aware of that. But I did want to get some of these other kind of barrels too here. And then basically, and some crates too. I thought I had some crates down there. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But we'll just grab some anyway. I got a few up here, so. And yeah, that should be just fine then, like that. And maybe a leather bag too, because, you know, adventurers and whatnot. More small supply sacks. So yeah, so just a bunch of more sacks and stuff that I didn't grab when I was up here before. I didn't actually think we would need this much stuff, but turns out that you need quite a bit of decoration for if you're trying to make it look lived in. So let's run back in here. All right, so now we have a whole assortment of things here. Basically, we can come up here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and replace a lot of these items here with some of our other items here that we don't really need at the moment. So we have new things to place down here, which I think we got most of them here. Oh yeah, and our leather bags too. We'll go with that for right now. So we've got some little clay pots here, but basically what I wanted to show you guys is these are quite big here, so you can see how large these are. But it wouldn't hurt just to have some of these sitting around as well here. Like maybe one right here. And you do want to place stuff in the middle of your floor too, otherwise it just looks like, well, you're kind of like, I don't know, like you're moving out or moving in or something. And you got everything against the walls. Gonna go ahead and put this down right here. crates are also pretty big. This one's not too bad here. Place some crates down back here behind this. That. Place one up on top here. Sink it in a bit just to make it look like it's actually sitting on it. We do have some nice leather bags here that we can place in too. I'm just gonna put a leather bag right there. Somebody threw that in the corner and never saw it again. And then we have a wooden chest right here. I think I will just put it nice and symmetrical right there. Does that look bad? Yeah, it kind of looks bad. Let's pick this one back up here. I'm just gonna leave the one right there, I think. I do have these nice standing water barrels here too, which I'm just gonna go ahead and place in the corner right over here like so. And what else do we have here? We do have these little supply sacks here, which are kind of fun. Put some right there. Maybe stack some up a little bit. That did not stack the way I wanted it to. Stack nice. There we go. Nice supply sacks right there. We can do another container over here. Let's just do some basic clay pots here. I got some, I don't know, honey in there or something. Alright. And then I'm going to throw just a couple buckets down over here. Here we are. And that might actually round me out here. If you don't like this stuff right here, like in your way when you're trying to get up and down the stairs, just remove it, but I like it there for aesthetic wise. Alright, I think that's actually probably gonna do the supply room for right now. We've got supplies up there, that's the important thing. Alright, so we got that room done up top. We got this room done right here, which is just kind of like a little foyer area. Kind of maybe add whatever you want in here. That's up to you, I guess. I'm gonna change things up. And we kind of got most of it looking pretty nice here. Yeah, looking pretty nice here. And so I think what we'll actually do now is come down, and I'm just gonna go ahead and offload a lot of this stuff here. So I'll just go ahead and move a lot of this back over there so I got room in my inventory again here. And after these videos, it's kind of a pain, but I take all this stuff back up and reorganize it again. So yes, it does take me a while, but that's all right. All right, so stuff is moved over again here, and then I actually wanted to go in. Was it this chest? No, it must be this chest. Yes, I just wanted to look at some different railing options in there for you guys now. We do have quite a few railings here, so it's up to you if you want to put railings in there. I mean, they're quite big. They're kind of cumbersome. So like if we put a railing in, let's see here. It's gonna be a complete pain for me. You can see that. You could kind of place them in where you want it, but it's going to be pretty tight down there in that spot. So I mean, like they're quite large, like the fine wooden hand railing. You can put them in if you want. I guess here it wouldn't look as bad. Wouldn't be as bulky if you added them in. But they're still pretty big, and like our stairs are not very wide to begin with here. Like, I don't know, you can do it I guess if you want to, but it's really up to you if you want to put those in or not. And of course, you know, you have these real big ones up here. You have these smaller ones here. I would probably recommend doing the smaller ones around your actual perimeter up here if you're going to use them, because the big ones are big. I mean, there's a big old railings there, but that's kind of up to you what you really want to do, I guess. What feels right in your base, depending on what blocks you're using there. And then, oh, I didn't grab any corners out, did I? And after all, this is a guard slash gatehouse here, so kind of up to you how fancy you want to make it. I guess for me, I want my guys to be comfortable, but it's not also, you know, it's not a nobleman's house or something, you know. So up to you how crazy you want to get with it. Just gonna go ahead and sink this into the floor a little bit, I think, here. If I can. Okay, good. And we'll just put in some nice railings here, up here, so that our men don't fall down. We're paying them to guard, not to fall and break their leg, so. There we are. We should probably do the same thing on this side over here. It'd be nice if the snapping would go to the very outside. I don't know why it snaps to the inside like that. I think it's a little odd, but it's just my opinion, I guess, too, so. Put that right there for now and see if we can get that to snap correctly. We may have to actually do something like that, and then let's see if we can get our other ones to line up here, like this. And the patterns might be off a little bit, but they look not too terrible, so I can't really get over there then, though, with that there. If I can scoot in sideways. No, I can't. Okay. Then up here, I'm gonna do the same thing. But I think I am gonna move this back here in a second. Alright, come on. Go ahead and place it in, like, okay, what are you doing here? Connect it through like that. Again, up to you if you want to do the arm railings or not. It does take quite a while. It takes a lot of finessing, as you can see, and it doesn't always turn out looking the best anyway, in my opinion, but I think we should have more options for maybe better mechanics for snapping. Like, this is where it's supposed to snap here, and let's just say that we did that and we brought it up here like that. We sank it down. Like, it does take up quite a bit of room there. I mean, you can do it if we did it on the other side too. Like, this is where the snapping point would be. So, like, you can see just how narrow that is then if you wanted to snap it like that. So, I don't know. I did get rid of my candles and stuff there. I did want to set some standing torches right here, though. And then I might actually just turn this way, bring this back out here, and like that, and then be off a little bit, and it's gonna bother me a lot. gonna have to probably pick this back up here. So keep that on there for now, so then that way our men don't fall off the side going that way. And here again, you can see how that just doesn't really want to line up quite right here. And it's a little frustrating, honestly, but so yeah, you can see how a little bit sticks out there, but and like now it's not even with the other side. So let's come up here and put another one in here. And it's just gonna be a pain for me, isn't it? Now it's gonna be too high, I'm sure. Yeah, may actually have to place another one over here. Ah, that's why you have hand railings. Let's go take a look at that. Better. Looks better. So yeah, so kind of up to you. Hand railings can be very finicky. I don't know, you know, I go back and forth on them sometimes. This is where it wants to snap right there. Here. That. Then it's like, well, okay, then you're left with basically no room, you know, if you put that in there. See, I did one right there and brought this one down to match. And I picked this one up here. Trouble seeing it here. Like, I suppose you could put that on there. Doesn't look awful, but I don't know. It's also a little, it is finicky. So, I don't know. Kind of up to you, I guess, what you want to do with that. In terms of the actual hand railings there. You could go out of snappy mode too, and you could mess with it for a long, long while. But anyways, I won't bore you guys with looking at that for so long. We'll run over here now, and I'm gonna actually add in some nice little hand railings here, though, just like that. And I think the corner's gonna be just a monstrosity of a thing. Yeah, way too big. So I just want some hand railings right there, just to kind of round that off a little bit. Make it not so dangerous, because again, if you put hand railings in here, like say for instance we did that, for one, they might actually stick out of the floor up there. Not okay. It actually doesn't look too bad on those stairs there, because it's kind of a more traditional stair going up there. I want to see if that will stick out or not if I place that perfectly right there to round that off. It does, but if we were to fix our other ones, it wouldn't. I wonder if you could actually, hold on, we're gonna do a little science now. I didn't think you could, but maybe, I thought maybe you could take away one block at a time there and chip that down, but it doesn't look like you can. Which is a little unfortunate, but I suppose you could always hide this with, you can't really even hide that, right? Alright, we'll leave it for now. But anyways, So yeah, so I think that's gonna be pretty good right there. Decorated it up nice in here, at least in my opinion. Am I the best decorator in the world? No. Do I like the interior decorate? Yep. So, I mean, really, I think we added in some nice stuff here, and we are getting pretty long here, at an hour and a half without any edits here, or anything like that, so, yeah, I do think we're probably going to call her good here, but let's just do a quick little walk through here and see what we've all done, so you can compare it to yours. Don't forget the nice painting there. Those tapestries are so nice. Nice little foyer area here, and again, I think I'm just gonna get... I really don't like the stairs here. I don't know. Am I actually able to get rid of this? There we go. I don't actually maybe would mind it so much up here. But I'm just gonna go ahead and... I could actually place... some railings up here. I wish you could make the sizes different of the railings, but basically then we come up here, we got our supply room. We've got our balcony up here. And over here we've got our little battle hallway, I guess. Equipped with weapons. And then, yeah, in here we've got our actual armory here. And down here we've got our little barracks room. So I think that's going to pretty much wrap up our decoration interior design video for our guard slash gatehouse here. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you do want to see more builds, or you have any ideas that you'd like to see me build, do let me know in the comments down below. I do look at pretty much every comment that comes into this channel here, and do try to respond as best I can. I do have a lot of ideas coming up here for future builds here, some crossovers from Skyrim, some medieval builds here, and then decorating some various things and redoing some things in Fort Calvin as well. So if you want to see any of that, do consider leaving me a like and subscribing to the channel here. That way I know that you guys do want to see some of that stuff. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you in the next video. Later.